Hey love, it is your favorite spiritual big sis, Firebug. And for this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the hidden ways that you may be absorbing other people's energy. A lot of times we are fighting things that we have no clue about or idea because it doesn't even belong to us, right? So I want to call that out today, draw your attention to that, and then you can take some inventory in your space, in your life, in your relationships, and see how this may be showing up for you, okay? Now, this is not saying that even in spite of this, you've got to stay high vibe all the time. If you know anything about me, you know I don't ascribe to being high vibe all the time. You get to be human and live your life. But your energy is sacred. You are sacred. You are divine. And that does mean that we as individuals want to be careful what we take on from other people. All right. So if you're feeling tired all the time, now this is outside of, let's say you've got some medical challenges, chronic pain, you've got issues or challenges that you're already aware of. This is aside from that. What would typically be your normal, this is going to be on top of that. But if you're dealing with the extreme fatigue, if you're dealing with heaviness, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you just don't feel settled. Your nervous system may feel overwhelmed or just out of whack or real buzzy. If you feel even more anxious than say you normally would, right? If you feel off and you just don't know where it's coming from or why. You have done all the things, right? You've journaled, you've done your affirmations, you've walked and exercised and lifted weights, you've changed your eating habits, you've upped your self-care, you've done every single thing you can think of. And yet that feeling, that overwhelm, that just persists. Then it may be because it's not yours in the first place. And so you're absorbing and taking on something that doesn't belong to you. And now it's time to give it back to them. Okay, babe? So keep listening. So with that being said, let's start with the premise that we are energetic beings. All day, every day, we are energy, pure energy. And we're interacting with other energy, with other people. So the same way, let's think of if I mixed some lemonade and some sweet tea together. If I put them in a cup or a mixer and I swirled it around and took a swig of it, it's going to taste yummy because who doesn't love a good lemonade tea mix, right? But they've mixed together. They're intertwined. It's the same thing with your energy and other people's energies if your boundaries are not healthy and firm and operating in appropriate and safe ways for you. As you're going to the store, the gas station, the walking path, the gym, going to work, dropping your kids off at school, as you're saying hey to the neighbors, as you check the mail, whatever's going on as you're engaging with other people and spending time around other people, you're likely being exposed to whatever it is that they're carrying and whatever it is that they're feeling. And even if they're not in your space, it could be your neighbors, it could be somebody in your neighborhood or somebody in, the office 5 doors down from you that you don't even talk to. But because your boundaries may not be as healthy as they need to be, you may be taking on things that they're bringing in. They're not aware of it. You're not aware of it. You're just in passing and you're picking it up. This could be people that you engage with on social media, people that you're messaging with, or if you're in group chats with your friends and your family members. Y'all know them them group chats be having like 20, 30 people, and it's like, oh my gosh. Even your dreams, if you aren't sealing your energetic auras, yourself, your boundaries, and maintaining a healthy spiritual hygiene, a regular and consistent spiritual and energetic hygiene, you are open to any ways that anyone wants to connect with you, whether they intend to or not. Okay. Now, here are some of the sneaky ways that you might be allowing energy to attach to you. And you may also be giving your energy away. One of those things to pay attention to is if you're finding yourself over giving all the time. If you're playing the therapist or the coach, if you're playing the nurturing mom or dad or friend every single time your friend is going through something, listen, honey child, that's a whole portal that you've created with them and they're dumping their shit in your yard. Okay? If you're scrolling on social media without intention and you just end up on TikTok and Facebook, and listen, I love it all. It all serves a purpose. But you've got to be mindful. If you're doing it and it's just mindless, and when you're done, you feel, You know, that icky feeling like, I don't know why, let me get up and move because I just feel heavy or out of sorts or out of whack, and it wasn't fun and you didn't find something that made you laugh. That's another way that you might be picking up something from someone else. It could be that you read your friend's post and they just shared like the worst day of their life, and you just overly empathized with them and took all that stuff in, right? If you find yourself thinking about other people constantly, especially people that you're not close to, that probably is calling your attention to some type of energetic cord or tether or some type of siphoning energy that may be happening between the two of you. Because if you're not relating to them, if you're not spending time with them on a regular basis and having an intentional experience with them in your life, there's no need for them to take up that kind of emotional and mental space. You got me? Also, something to be mindful of if you have to hold back on what you say. So if you're in conversation with whoever it is, your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, bae, your besties, your bros, whoever, your coworkers, doesn't matter, and you constantly find yourself having to hold back, what that does is turn to stagnant energy in your throat and in your solar plexus chakras specifically, but it just sits in your body, in your energy, in your field. And it starts to create a heaviness because you're literally binding yourself. Now, you don't have to be mean or cold. That's not what I'm saying. But what you do have to do is create ways that you are creating spiritual hygiene on a regular basis. You're taking care of yourself. You're loving yourself first in priority because you should be the only person on the throne in your life. And then from there, you're able to operate in your place of overflow to nurture other people, to pour into other people, to love them and honor them. Okay. So some things I want you to do in order to help clear this. First and foremost, be honest with yourself. Recognize where you're doing these things or where they could be showing up for you. That's the first thing. If you can't acknowledge it, it's really hard to fix the thing, right? And I know we all like to think we're perfect, and we are, but we do still have things to work on. So acknowledging is the first thing, okay? I want you to be mindful that you don't have to take on anybody else's burdens. So once you acknowledge where you see some of these things happening, be mindful of how you're giving your power away and letting other people dictate, letting someone else sit on the throne of your life. Start saying no. Like, no is one of my favorite words, and it's a whole complete sentence without explanation, right? So start saying no. If somebody's always dumping their grief, their pain, their trauma, their baggage, their mess, their chaos on you every time they talk to you, start shutting down. You don't have to talk to them. Stop being available to them. And that doesn't mean you have to hide and ghost them. If you feel led to have a conversation with them, let them know. I can't be that person for you in this moment. I love you. I appreciate you. But right now, I've got to take care of myself emotionally. I don't have space for that. Right? Find the words that make sense to you. But if you feel like, listen, I've tried that, they're not hearing me, you don't have to answer the phone. You don't have to call them back. You get to be in control of your actions, right? You get to be in control of how you feel and who you give energy to. The the next thing I want you to be mindful of is stop being in passive agreement with people. A lot of the times we come into alignment with people and their pain and their drama and their chaos and their baggage because we are passive instead of being assertive. Now, that doesn't mean we have to be mean. Again, we don't have to be cold. We don't have to be rude. But it does mean we need to be firm with what our boundaries are. That means if they're saying something that's hurtful you, don't stand there and smile and nod and just laugh it off and say, no, it's okay. If they do something harmful, don't say, no, it's okay, I understand. No, it's not okay, and you don't understand. Let people be accountable to their actions and let people be accountable to whatever consequence it is when they cause you pain and hurt, especially intentionally. Even if that consequence, they no longer have access to you, okay? I also want you to be mindful of clearing your energetic boundaries. Now, that can be something as simple as calling the parts and pieces of you back to yourself across time and space. That can be energetic cord work. That can be womb healing. That can be doing a hand sweep to clear energy, clapping your hands, using a singing bowl, using cymbals that cause noise in the atmosphere. That could be a sound machine in your home. There are different ways that you can clear the energy. Find the way that makes sense to you. And if you don't feel confident to do it, that just may not be your thing, and that's okay, right? Reach out to me and let us help you. That's literally what we're here for. Okay. The next thing I want you to be mindful of is stop, for the love of all that is holy. Stop being the martyr. You don't have to be available for everyone every time they need something. If you're in physical pain, you don't have to get up out of your bed and go help people move furniture. You don't have to be available every time someone needs a babysitter. You don't have to be the one that acts like a taxi cab and gives someone a ride every time they need one. You don't have to be the one saying yes every time someone needs to be lent some money. Figure out where you're giving your power away by being too accessible, too agreeable, and too passive. That's what I want you to do right now. When you finish listening to this video, I want you to take some time and just think through that. If you feel led to journal, do that. If you want to go for a walk and just talk it through with your spirit team, do that. If you've got a safe person that you want to talk it through with, do that. But I want you to sit and think through these things and truly figure out where you're giving your power away, where you're being too accessible, so that you can make those positive changes, okay? Because at the end of the day, absorbing someone else's energy is not going to help you. They're going to feel better because you've taken on their load. You've lightened it up for them. You, on the other hand, are going to continue to feel worn down and weary and exhausted. And it's likely that's part of why you have felt that way for so long. It may be even why you find yourself overthinking everything and feeling cluttered and chaotic, because you have taken on all the things from other people. And so now it's time for you to feel good and free and healthy and whole for yourself. Remember, you get to thrive. And from that thriving from that thriving place, you then get to turn around in your overflow and be of help to other people. Okay? So I want you to take time to think through this today. Don't delay, don't dilly-dally, because that's what we tend to do when we have become conditioned to put everybody else first and take on their burdens. We think, well, I don't have time today, I'll get to it next time. No, make time today, even if it's just 5 minutes. Do the work, because you're worth it and you deserve to feel at peace and at ease. Okay? If this video resonated with you, then consider joining us in the Sacred Reset, because this is literally what I'm doing in this space for us. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I know that if you're already tired and exhausted, the work is going to feel even more tiring and exhausting, even if it's just 5 minutes. Now, some things you're going to have to do on your own, but there's a lot that we can do to help you and make it easier for you to shift into your place of rest. So my team and we're going to be every month doing the work to help clear energy, put protection around the people in the space, to help realign the energy to go towards what you need to accomplish, for you to feel nourished and safe and supported and healthy, happy and whole. Now, right now, if you're listening to this video as soon as it's posted, we're in the founding member growth stage. So that means you get to come in and ask for things that you want and help to literally create this space from the ground up. And I'm excited about that, aren't you? And so if you're feeling a yes, if you're like me and your body's like, listen, I need a nap, leave me alone, then this is the exact space for you. There will be plenty of goodies in there that you can download and follow along with if you want to. And if you want to do nothing, all you've got to do is just allow yourself to receive. And we're going to be behind the scenes helping to gently nudge you forward in your healing until you feel rejuvenated to do more on your own. Click the link. It's below up under this video. If you've got questions, let us know. We're here to pour into you and love on you so that you can make the most informed decision for yourself. If you don't do anything else for yourself today, though, I want you to do this. Remember that you're enough. Remember that you've always been enough and you'll always be enough. So I want to give you 4 affirmations to repeat to yourself, and pop in the comments and tell me how they make you feel. The first one is, I honor my sensitivity as a strength and I protect it with sacred boundaries. The second one, I release what is not mine and call my energy back with love and power. The third one is, it is safe for me to prioritize my energetic well-being. And number 4, my energy field is clear, sealed, and divinely protected at all times. And if you need a little extra help today, today's a great day to smoke the house. If you've got some dried herbs, lavender is a great one, chamomile, calendula, motherwort, mugwort. I love some of those. And I add a few other things. And I just play with mine as I do them, what I feel intuitively led to include. But today's a beautiful day to smoke the house, clear it out, open some windows, let some fresh air in and shift the energy in your space around you. Clean up a little bit and just make sure that you're listening to the inner call of your soul. But I'll see you in the next video, guys. And until then, thank you for being you and continuing to be amazing.